Hi, I'm Lydia, I'm Film Probe, and in June 2025 I watched 8 TV shows and 20 movies, and I'm going to let you know which ones are worth your time. These are my top picks of the month, the 3 best movies that I highly recommend you should watch. Firstly is How to Train Your Dragon, that I gave 5 out of 5 probe points. I know, it's a live action remake, everyone hates those, myself included, but this is one of the best. No, I take it back. This is the best live action remake I have ever seen. The original story of How to Train Your Dragon is incredible. So this one was always bound to be just as good, right? Yeah, it is. It's brilliant. I loved it so much. If you're a fan of the original movie, I have no doubt that you will love this one just as much. Next is 28 Years Later, Danny Boyle's absolutely epic zombie movie. I know everyone hates it when you call these things zombies. I gave this 4 out of 5 probe points. I absolutely loved it. It is meant to be seen on the big screen, so if you can still catch it in the cinema, I cannot recommend it enough. It had layers of emotion. It was dark, it was gritty, it was gory, it was disgusting, but most of all, it was incredibly poignant, and it really reminded you how beautiful and precious life is. And I came away from the film just thinking memento mori. And number 3 is Echo Valley. I gave this 4 out of 5 probe points. I was lucky enough to be invited by Massive Cinema to go see this. It stars Julianne Moore and Sydney Sweeney. It has a really gritty, dark storyline to it with a bunch of twists that I did not see coming, and I genuinely loved this film. If you value good acting performances and incredible plot twists, you'll love this film. These are the biggest letdowns of the month, the movies that I highly recommend you avoid and do not watch. Do not waste your time. I wasted my time for you. Firstly is Disney's Snow White remake starring Rachel Zegler. I gave this 2 out of 5 probe points. I have a lot to say about this film, and I am still currently writing my very long blog post about it because there are a lot of points that I wanted to get out. My main takeaway from this movie was that it felt like a massacre of a beloved movie. It was edited bizarrely, it felt like none of the characters had chemistry with one another, and I just didn't like the movie. I didn't think it was well done, and I thought the original was better. Although I will say, disclaimer, that Rachel Zegler can sing. That girl is talented as a singer, just didn't like the movie. Number 2 was Trap, M. Night Shyamalan's movie that came out last year. Bad. Okay, I gave this 2 out of 5 probe points. Similarly to Snow White, it was just bad. It was a weak storyline. It was about a man who is a killer who goes to a concert with his daughter and ends up being trapped inside the stadium, hence the title, Trap. But ironically, he was only trapped for about half the film, and the other half he wasn't trapped. So it was a mess. It was a mess. And I usually love M. Night Shyamalan movies, and this movie was a mess. Do not watch it. Do not waste your time. The hidden gem of June was Viva Las Vegas that came out in 1964. This movie stars Elvis Presley and Anne Margaret, and it was absolutely beautiful. I went to celebrate Elvis Day at the Bay in Cardiff, and I went to the Everyman Cinema there, and I watched it, and I had a Elvis-themed milkshake that had like banana and peanut butter and a piece of bacon on the top. It was incredible. I've never had a better time in the cinema than Elvis Day at the Bay. I'm a very big Elvis fan. I love his music. I love his acting. I think the poor guy was such a talented actor and was forced to make films that he didn't enjoy. Viva Las Vegas was fun. Okay, I gave it 4 out of 5 probe points. I loved every second of it. Is it a little bit dated? Yes. Did it make me enjoy it any less? No. The movie is filled with musical numbers, dance sequences, car racing, gambling, romance, love triangles. It was a feast for the eyes. I loved it. I loved every second. I cannot recommend it enough. If you get the chance to watch Viva Las Vegas, I really hope you enjoy it as much as I did, because I loved it. So to end my June watch log, I wanted to give you a speed round of the rest of the movies I watched, describing each one with the probe points and 3-word probe, which is something I used to do over on Instagram, which is essentially describing a movie in just 3 words. The Watermelon Woman, 1996. I gave it 4 out of 5 probe points. It was touching, queer, and heartfelt. Paris is Burning, 1990. 4 out of 5 probe points. Insightful, essential, and significant. Lilo and Stitch, 2025. 4 out of 5 probe points. Nostalgic, heartwarming, and fun. Final Destination 2000. I gave it 4 out of 5 probe points. It was cringe, horrifying, and addictive. And I say addictive because I went on to watch every single one of the Final Destination movies. Final Destination 2, 3 out of 5 pro points. Final Destination 3, 3 out of 5 pro points. Final Destination 5, because weirdly Final Destination 4 was not on Netflix. So they had Final Destination 1, 2, 3, and 5. So I wasn't able to watch 4, which is very frustrating. So, Final Destination 5, 2 out of 5 pro points. Next, I watched 28 Days Later to prepare for 28 Weeks Later that came out in 2002. I gave it 4 out of 5 pro points. It was eerie, memorable, and disturbing. Then I watched 28 Weeks Later, which came out in 2007. I gave that 3 out of 5 pro points, and I'll describe it with that opening scene. The rest of the film, forget it, okay? That opening scene blew my mind. Next, I watched Five Nights at Freddy's, which came out in 2023. This was a rewatch. I gave it 4 out of 5 pro points. Creepy, amusing, and fun. I watched 21 and 22 Jump Street, both rewatches. I gave 21 Jump Street 4 out of 5 pro points and 22 Jump Street 3 out of 5 pro points. Hilarious, ridiculous, and iconic. Both of them. Fight or Flight came out in 2025. I gave it 3 out of 5 pro points. Predictable, action, meh. And lastly, I watched Warfare that came out in 2025. I gave this 3 out of 5 pro points. War, real, memorable. And that was everything I watched in June 2025. Thank you so much for listening. When I look forward to July, I am most excited for Superman, hands down. I cannot wait to see it. I'm already pre-booked. Be sure to go follow me on Instagram to get my instant review, and come back here next month to hear my thoughts on all the other films I watch in July. I'm actually going to see Jurassic Park Rebirth tomorrow, so that will be in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Lydia and I'm Film Probe.